Hey, my beautiful candy canes. Welcome back to the candy shop. It is, what's today? It's Thursday. We are going a little bit later than we usually go, but I'm just going to check out this time slot, see how it is, see what happens. So as you guys come in, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video because we are going to get into it, the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Dinner Party from Hell, part 2. We are going to get into it. So let's see who is here. Hey, Sasha T. She says, like the video. Shout out to my beautiful mod. Thank you so much for coming through. Yes. And as you guys come in, be sure to put it in the comment box. Let me know, where are you watching from? What are your thoughts on this season? What are your thoughts on the girls? And where do you want me to start? I have my lovely notes. So I'll go through all the different things, but let me know where you want me to start and see what is up. So yes, you guys, put it in there as you come in. And I'll do a personal update while I wait for people to get into the room. So I'm on a deadline. As you guys know, I'm a writer and I do a lot of content creation and all that great stuff. So I write for a fashion brand and they're redoing their whole website and I'm helping create all the copy for it. So we are on a deadline crunch. So that is what I'll be doing this weekend, is working on that. What else is going on? Put in the chat box if you have any questions for me. Just while we wait for people to get into the room, be sure to like and share. Let me know, where are you watching from? Put it in the chat box. Again, we're going later than we usually go. So we'll see if people join. If not, we're still going to do the damn thing. We're still going to get into it. And I'm going to share my thoughts on this past episode. So let's get into it. All right, we're going to jump in. So it started out at the top with Dorit and PK talking about wedding dresses. But before we jump into that, can we discuss how Dorit actually thought she was doing something by talking about all the businesses she had? She was like, I've had Beverly Beach, bathing suits. I've had, the restaurant, like the Pica di Billo, whatever the hell it was called. Remember when she was like designing rooms in that restaurant? Beverly Beach, I've had leisure wear, I've had fashion lines, but none of those businesses currently exist. So what are you talking about, Dorit? Like, I was really, really confused. Hey, Double T. Yay, showing some love to the candy canes. That is right. That's right, you guys. As you come in, drop it in the comment box, drop your candy canes, drop where you're calling in from, give a shout out. I know we're going later than usual. I just want to try out this time slot, see how it works for everybody. But we're going to do the damn thing. We're going to get into it because there was a lot to get into. The episode was it was interesting and good, but it was a little flat, but I think it really builds up for the next episode. So hey, Double T. So as the people who joined, who may have missed it, I'm talking about Dorit and PK. And how Dorit really thought that she was doing something by talking about all of her debunked fashion lines, right? Oh, hey, everyone's coming in. Yes. Hey, Amara Lewis. She goes, hi. You tell Doritos. Yes. How are you, sweetheart? Hey, Miss Bernice. Hey, beautiful. She goes, Candy Canes, Detroit here. Yes, I love it. Hey, Franchette Greer. She goes, hey, Candy of the Candy Canes. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Yes. Hey, K.A. She says, hey, Candy. Hey, doll. How are you? Hey, Selma Wade. Shout out to my beautiful, gorgeous mod. Girl, you are killing it. You look gorgeous, girl. She goes, hey, Candy Canes. Love from State Lucia. That is awesome. So much fun. That's right. Thank you, Candy Canes, for joining me so late, but we're going to get into it. So Dorit really thought she was doing something. But I will say this. I actually thought PK had really good ideas for the names of the wedding dresses. Like, I wasn't mad at it. Like, the pearl dress and the woman. Like, I actually thought he had really good ideas about that. I thought it was super shady how they slipped in all the stuff about Erika. Like, oh, marriages only end because someone is arguing or doing things they shouldn't do. And then Dorit's like, well, Tom was cheating on Erika this whole time with all these different women, which I do not believe at all. Oh, hey, you guys. Hey, Ginger, next is your breath of fresh air and all this madness. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful. Yes. Hey, Dorit Frank. She goes, hey, beautiful Candy. Hey, beautiful. How are you, sweetheart? Yes. Hey, Amara Lewis says PK was throwing her under the bus too. Where are pearls found? I know. And she had to be like, well, let's not talk about that. Let's just focus on this. Hey, beautiful young rich. She goes, hey, queen. Yes. Hey, DT. Hey, Candy Washington. Hope all is well with you. Yes, all is well with me. I am with my candy cans. We're doing a damn thing. I'm excited to be with you guys and just talk about all this stuff. I'm doing good. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, Carla Williams. She goes, hey, Candy. Yes. Hey, B. Hey, B. She goes, hey, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, yes, let's get back into it. I actually don't think Tom Girardi was cheating on Erika in the traditional sense. I think that was a big red herring for a fake sham divorce. If he was doing anything with other women, I think Erika knew and probably didn't care, and they may have had an agreement or some type of arrangement, but I don't think he was cheating on her where she felt betrayed, and this was the reason why she was divorcing him. I just don't believe that. I think that's completely false. But I did think it was funny how Dorit and PK was throwing their marriage under the bus during this whole situation. So then we had to talk about, Sutton. I am living for Sutton. Oh, wait, you guys have a question. Let me get this question first real quick. So Amara Lewis says, but I thought he was allegedly dating a blonde judge or something. Right. But those text messages were from like 10 years ago. It was literally on like a BlackBerry. It was, or like an old time Android. Like these texts were from so long ago, to the point where when he was texting the blonde judge, she wasn't even a judge yet. He was helping her through like law school or something like that. And then when it came out, and now she's a judge. So that A, that's how long it's been. And B, why would you divorce Tom in 2020, 2021, whatever she filed for divorce, for a alleged affair he had over a decade ago? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. I think it was fake, and that was debunked. And the judge came out and said, you keep my name out your mouth or I'm going to sue you, basically. So that's why I think that whole thing was debunked. Hey, Sasha. She goes, has anybody seen all the black and brown employees that Dorito said she had in her house? Not a nan one. Not a nan one. Not a nan one. That is right. That is right. So I loved Sutton, right? When she was just like that. She was like, when Erika came at me with that doo-doo nail and all this stuff, I lost sympathy for her, and I knew she wasn't as weak and vulnerable as she's portraying. I mean, Sutton has been the MVP of the last few episodes, along with Garcelle. So let's get into that. There's a doo-doo nail calling her out. That to me is hilarious. Also, I loved how Sutton called out the fact that the car crash was a lie, and allegedly a lie, and was made up, or at least elaborated on. Like maybe he did have a little fender bender, and his foot did get hurt, like Erika initially said in 2017, right? Maybe there was some little fender bender, but I agree with Sutton. Now it's added on, he was unconscious for 12 hours. It was off a cliff. Like, it was all of these things. But yet, there's no police record and there's no medical record. No doctor bills, no police report. But yet, you're telling me this man in his 70s and 80s got into such a horrific accident off of a cliff that he was unconscious for 12 hours and there's proof of it? Calling BS, Erika. So I agree with Sutton. Erika then took the truth and then tapped on elaboration lies to make her lies sound more credible and to be a defense for Tom. And if you we'll flash forward to the dinner, that is exactly why Erika went so hard with Sutton, because Sutton hit a nerve when she was just like, nope, the car accident. I don't believe that was real. Blah, 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 blah. And she basically dissected it and blew up the lie in her face. That's why Erika got so bothered with that whole, I know who was with me, and I know who was against me. Erika, nobody gives a damn. Nobody wants to be with the devil. Who wants to look back on history and be like, thank God I sided with the devil? Nobody. And Erika, you are so arrogant that you think that you're gonna get away with this, but I'm not sure that you're gonna. Like, there has to be some type of repercussions for what you and your husband have allegedly done. But you're like, when I'm back on top, I'm going to know who's with me and not. And all those women cowered. Who cares, Erika? Who cares? Get out of here with that. I also love how Sutton said that Tom was like, okay, Erika, the gig's up. We had a good haul. Go save yourself. And I was like, exactly. I don't know if Erika knew the nitty gritty, but I do think Erika knew that something was off, fraudulent, and I don't think she cared. And I don't think her and Tom are acrimonious. I don't think her and Tom are at odds. I think they're still in love, in cahoots, whatever. And the whole divorce is a sham. This whole thing is a sham to get her out of it, and then to absolve him with his fake going to like a older person's, an older person's home or whatever. Like, that was completely fake. Like, he wasn't even living there. It was, and the Daily Mail was there, so it was a photo op, which is ridiculous. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so again, with Erika versus Sutton. Erika, to me, is ridiculous when she's like, oh, Sutton was so kind and so nice to me, and now she's flipped, and I have to look at a person differently when they flip. No, Erika. You like Sutton when you thought Sutton was buying your BS story, because Sutton was like the rest of the ladies. Because we have to remember, they were filming this in real time. So we know all of the stuff coming out, watching it. But when they were filming it, it was happening in real time. So, of course, when it first came out, they're like, oh, poor Erika, she's going through this divorce. Tom was so mean, you know, he was cheating, blah, blah, blah. They're believing the BS because it's happening they were shooting it in real time. We have the luxury of knowing what happened, you know, prior to watching it. So, of course, during the beginning, the ladies were buying your BS. Garcelle thought she was talking about a divorce. Turned out she was talking about Erika's sham divorce and all these victims and stuff. So, yeah, the women believed it. So it's not that Sutton flipped on you, Erika. It's that Sutton was smart enough to say, there's this LA Times articles. Now there's victims. Now your stories don't make up. Okay, I'm no longer going to co-sign this because I have things to lose. And and then remember, like, the mini dinner party with Kathy Hilton and with Garcelle and with Erika and Crystal. Crystal, girl, Crystal, I want to root for you. I really do, but you keep shooting yourself in the foot. Leave Sutton alone. Keep Sutton's name out of your mouth, Crystal. Just stop it. You're calling her awkward. You're calling her all these things. Like, Sutton didn't send for you, Crystal. And what is your storyline other than just saying one-offs about Sutton and kissing up to Kathy? What are you bringing to the table, Crystal? What? Let a girl know, okay? Because Sutton's bringing a lot, and you're not. So yeah. So then when Erika was at the table and they're going off against Sutton and all that stuff, and they were like, "Oh well, we are at the same country club, and we've never heard of Sutton." Oh, I loved how Garcelle in her confessional slayed, and she was just like, "Oh well, I had never heard of Crystal, but I heard of Rob Minkoff." I was just like, yes, come through, Garcelle. Basically being like, well, I know who your husband is, but I didn't know who you were. That's a bigger dig than being like at the country club. And also, Crystal, nobody knows who you are or who you were. You were actually holding a diamond, but everybody calls you Kathy Hilton's friend. So who knew who you were, Crystal? I'm really confused. And Crystal, I want to really like you, but you got to stop this. You just let the Sutton thing go. Let it go. Okay, so that was there. And I also love how Kathy has Garcelle's back. That I also love. She's like, Garcelle is sensitive, blah, 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 blah. And then do you guys also notice how, okay, so she also heard it back. Did you guys also notice at Kathy Hilton's dinner party with everyone, how Kathy checked the shit out of Dorit? And Dorit just went, boop, okay, piped all the way down. She had all the smoke for Garcelle. And Kathy Hilton literally was just like, how about you zip it? Because we actually want to enjoy our dinner. And Dorit was just like, okay. And like, Kathy shut her all the way up. And Dorit didn't have any smoke. Like, well, I need to defend myself. And I feel like you're taking these jobs and blah, blah, blah. Dorit, where was the energy that you had for Garcelle for Kathy Hilton? You wouldn't dare talk to Kathy Hilton. You wouldn't dare call Kathy Hilton angry or whatever you wanted to call Garcelle. When Kathy Hilton actually, to be perfectly honest, really put you in your place way more than Garcelle did. Way more. She literally told you to shut up because she wanted to enjoy her food. And you shut right all the way up. It was insane. Zip your lips. It was insane and flawless. And I am so here for Kathy Hilton. Dorit, though, I have to give it up for the girl. She actually had a voice and spoke up when it came to Erika, when she was just like, I love you. And I will always support you, but I don't agree with that, Erika. Whatever her accent is. And she said, what you, like, everything that's going on in your life with Tom and your legal battles does affect us and does come back at us. And I want to tell you why I think Sutton thinks that, and I think Dorit thinks that, but I think, which was very clear because they were on the same exact page when they had the little girl powwow that they always want to talk about, but only want to throw Sutton under the bus. But I think for two very different reasons. Okay, so follow me with this. I think Sutton, we all know, I think she was being truthful. She's like, hey, I have a reputation in this town. Nobody is friends with Bernie Madoff's wife. Like, I have a reputation in this town. I can't be associated with someone who allegedly has been doing this fake legal Ponzi scheme for decades and literally are stealing from people who have died and have been burned and all of these cases and stuff. I can't be associated with you. I have a reputation. I have money. My money is clean and legit. I don't want to be dragged down in this. So I think that's what Sutton's position is, right? And I understand that. And I respect Sutton for that because Sutton has things to lose. Now, Dorit, I think, feels the same way in the sense of, yes, when your name is in the press, Erika, for all of this stuff, it can blow back on all of us because it's all the housewives. But I think I don't think Dorit is worried about her reputation. I think Dorit is worried about her skeletons, her fraudulent activities, her secrets being exposed by being associated with Erika. Because if you listen to what Dorit said, she said, well, I'm worried about being subpoenaed. So when you're subpoenaed or when you're deposed, it's under perjury. So if you know anything that has been fraudulent, if you were with her doing fraudulent activities, if she knows, your fraudulent activities, that can all come out. They can come out. Like, remember Ron Richards was saying how he wanted to depose Lisa Rinna because Lisa Rinna was like defending Erika, being like, I know she's not guilty, all this stuff. So that's what Dorit is scared of. She's scared that if I am associated with you, they're going to come after me and then my shit's going to come out. And that could blow back on me because don't forget, Dorit, allegedly, with PK, they're always moving. They both have been sued as a couple. They both have been all alleged. I mean, it's on a document. It's documented, but I'm going to say alleged, right? They've been sued as a couple. They have been sued individually. All of these businesses Dorit wanted to talk about at the beginning of the show that no longer exist. They don't exist anymore for a reason. And And I think Dorit and PK owe a lot of people money, and they had a lot of just legal problems. And I think that Dorit and Erika and Rinna, that three trifecta, I think they know a lot of each other's secrets. And I think that's another reason why Rinna gave Erika the hookup with her business manager, because I think Rinna allegedly does probably very shady shit too, and very shady, fraudulent things. Remember how Ron Richardson said that her house was mortgaged like out the roof for like millions of dollars? So I think she was like, oh, you need to clean some money, you need to hide some money, you need to do this. I got a guy who can do it for you, right? So I think the three of them have all been very fraudulent, and they kind of bonded over that mutual destruction and that mutual like fraudulent. So I think that Dorit doesn't care so much about her reputation. I think Dorit is more worried, if I'm associated with you and I get subpoenaed and I get deposed and they start digging my backyard, then I'm going to get in trouble for all the fraudulent I'm doing. And I don't want to be exposed by being close to you. So I do think that both Sutton and Dorit are worried about us being associated, but for different reasons. Sutton doesn't want the reputation. Dorit doesn't want her dirty laundry coming out because she's associated with Erika. Oh, Teresa says the wedding dresses were fabulous. Yes, they were. I thought that the wedding dresses were beautiful. Hopefully this will pop off. And I actually really liked PK. I like PK's naming of the dresses. I thought he did a good job. Hey, Shemai Singh, I love the dresses. Me too. Me too. Yes. So let's see what else is going on, you guys. Erika was a complete psycho during this whole episode. I can't even handle it. And when she was like, oh, what did she say to Garcelle? She's like, you can let me go. You can let me go, or whatever she said. I was just like, girl, stop. Like, calm down. Like, relax. Like, Garcelle's actually trying to, like, literally support you and be there for you. And you're like, you can let me go. Calm down, Erika. It's really what's your doo-doo nail. Oh, what else was going to say? Oh, I loved Garcelle's comment about human nature. She was just like, well, don't you think it's human nature to be like, well, can I be implicated in this? I mean, for me, like me and my friends, we're not on a reality show. We're not these like whatever people. But if my friend, was in some trouble like this and I'm with her and I'm associated with her, of course, naturally, you're going to think, can this affect me too? So Garcelle is 1,000% correct. It is very human nature to do that. Oh, and speaking of that dinner, let's not forget about Kyle. Okay, now I know why people don't like Kyle. Kyle, get your life together. So at the dinner, Kyle and Rinna kept wanting to throw all the blame at Sutton. Like, tell the truth. Like, what did you say? You said this. And it was just like, first of all, Kyle, pipe down. Nice to hear you right now. Secondly, you were just as giddy and gossipy and, I want to know what's going on as Sutton was. So if you're so hell-bent on Sutton telling the truth, you tell your truth that you had your doubts about Erika too. You kiss her ass. Well, I'm sorry. You kiss her butt in her face, right? But then when you get at the table, you want to try and throw Sutton on their bus. Same thing with Rinna. Rinna doesn't really talk that much about Erika because, again, allegedly, I think they're in cahoots. I think Erika gave Rinna some money, A, some hush money, and B, some money to hide and hold and dip and dab. So allegedly, I do think that Rinna and Erika are in cahoots. So that's why Rinna rides she's a soldier for Erika. And I think that's why, again, I think they're doing the same thing, but for two different reasons, okay? Same thing, but two different reasons. Oh, Sasha, I see your comment. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll answer your question, Sasha. Okay. Again, same action, two different reasons. Okay, so I think Rinna tries to throw Sutton under the bus because I think she's trying to deflect. She's trying to deflect. Let's all yell at Sutton. Let's pile on Sutton so we don't keep talking about Erika, because the more you talk about Erika, the more it could blow back on me. Again, I think it's all about blowback because I do think that Rinna and Erika are in cahoots. So let's divert. Let's deflect. let's talk about Sutton. So we stop talking about Erika, right? Kyle, I actually think is a little bit sneakier. And now I'm really seeing vile Kyle that everyone was saying she was. Kyle, I think, does the same thing. Throws Sutton under the bus. Sutton, tell the truth. You said this, blah, 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 blah. Let's focus on Sutton. But I think the reason Kyle does it is because Kyle doesn't have the balls to ask the real question, to bring out the inconsistencies, to really say what everyone is saying. So she wants to do it vicariously through Sutton. And that's why she was always just like, well, that's not what you said. You said this, Sutton. Well, tell the truth, Sutton. And then if you think about it, Kyle was actually the one who brought up the whole car crash thing as being a lie, being like, well, Sutton, my house, this, right? But Kyle was right there with Sutton talking about it, being like, oh, the lie, I don't like when people lie, blah, 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 blah. The car crash lie would have never come out if Kyle didn't bring it up. But Kyle did it in a way where she could put it on Sutton and make it Sutton's problem with Erika. So she can still say, no, I'm your friend, Erika. I support you. I'm not talking about you. But she's actually the one behind, like, doing all the puppet mastery. Because if you go back and watch, it came out of Kyle's mouth about the car. Sutton, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Everything you were saying, blah, 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 blah. And Sutton's like, I'm trying to, but you guys keep yelling at me. She's like, Erika won't let me talk. You're coming after me, Rinna. You're coming after me, Kyle. I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to tell my point of view, but you guys are all attacking me. So I think Kyle is really dirty, and she wants to get the lies out. She wants to get the rumors out. She wants to ask Erika the tough questions, but she wants to keep her hands clean. So instead of her saying, this is what I heard, this is what I read, these are the inconsistencies, she goes, Sutton, you tell the truth. Didn't you say this, Sutton? So she was able to keep her hands clean. So I'm going to see what you guys are saying in the chat. I know that there were some questions. I know my beautiful Sasha had a question. Okay. Hey, Sasha. She goes, why do you think Kyle keeps bringing up the fact that Sutton is renting her house? Like, she throws it in her face almost every episode. For Kyle, I think she keeps bringing up Sutton is renting her house because I actually think, one, Kyle misses that house. And she kind of low-key wishes she was still living there. B, I think anytime she can talk about real estate or renting, because Mauricio owns the agency and all the real estate places, she'll bring it in. But I agree with you. It's annoying. We get it. Got it. But I think she just brings it up for those reasons. I think she kind of wishes she still lived there. And then anything about like real estate and stuff, she wants to bring up and talk about it. And she does kind of put it in her face, but I think those are like the reasons. Hey, Teresa, she goes, I think Kyle has some of the money too. I do think, I think they all were in it, but I think the three closest, Rinna, Erika, and Dorit. And I think that they were only close to Kyle because they knew that Kyle had the more pull on the show. But I don't think they actually really rock with Kyle. If you really watch it, it is those three that are really in their own allegiance. And Kyle by association. But those are the three that are really in it. And the thing about Kyle, allegedly, remember how Teddy's husband was the one who did the security at her house? And then the moment he did the security, all of a sudden they had this break-in. Allegedly, there's grumblings that the break-in wasn't real and they used it to get insurance money. I don't know if that's true or not. I am not saying that is true. I am just saying that is pure speculation, pure allegations, pure gossip. But I did hear that too, but I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Tuki. Hey, beautiful. Did you watch Up and Adam today? Ronald Richard revealed that Erika's LLC was used as a shell company. I didn't watch Up and Adam, but I did hear about this. Yes, Erika LLC was apparently used as a shell company to like funnel money and things like that. And that goes back to, I don't know if you guys watched my conspiracy theory about this, but that goes back into that. I think that they used shell companies, donating to political campaigns, donating to people, executives and fundraisers and charities. These were all fronts. Oh, and also their La Quinta house. That got exposed as to being a fake an address that they used for some like fake business of theirs. So you know how Erika was going on and on about how, oh, I've never been to the La Quinta house. We have a house I've never seen. Apparently, they were renting that house or had that house to use the address for some shell company, for some shell business. Again, to float money, run money, all of that stuff. I think a lot of the money is went to payoffs to keep people quiet. There is no way that he has not been disbarred up until now without paying someone off. Also, the judges in the cases, other lawyers, other people who found out, there's just no way that you run this scam for decades, for hundreds of millions of dollars, and nobody knows. The only way you are allowed to continue that is if you're paying people off. The police, judges, bar associations, whoever. It's like the mob, right? The mob is organized crime. You know, it's like the mob. The mob is allowed to operate because they pay off the right people. The mafia is allowed to operate because they pay off the right people. Even gangs, which is basically the mob and mafia, they pay off the right people too. And Tom Girardi isn't better than any of those people. Actually, he's kind of worse because at least there is a code in gangs and a code in the mafia and mobs. Tom Girardi was stealing from literally victims who were burned, and orphans, people who were in plane crashes and everything else. It's ridiculous. And then Erika has the audacity to think that we should feel bad for her. Look at my life. Look at me. Look at my life. Girl, bye with your fake crying, your fake acting, and these scripted lines that it sounds like something I wrote in my script. Look at my life. Girl, bye with that. I have no sympathy for you, Erika. And you know why? Because you're disgusting. And the reason why you're disgusting, and I say this not lightly, I say it very heavily, because you can claim have not to have known, but you know now. You know now. And you had a full life of decadence and all of this and spending all of this money and going over the top. And you know that there are people who were hurting, who needed this money for medicine, for medical treatment, to survive and to live, while you were out here doing God knows what with those people's money. And then you still want to feel entitled to it. How do you feel entitled to stolen money? That's why I say that, Erika. It's a soul thing. Like something in your soul is wrong and off. If I even thought some of my money came from people who were suffering, if I even thought it, I would be like, how can I make this right? I StreamYard is saying, and do Young Rich Candy, look at my life. Hey, Selma. She goes, she should be crying for the victims, not herself. Exactly. It's disgusting. Hey, Simai Singh, did Aileen write the script for EJ to use in this season? I know. I was like, I wrote this. Look at my life. Look at me. And I was like, girl, bye. Miss me with all of this fake craziness that is going on. Absolutely ridiculous. Hey, beautiful Ginger Next. She's a sociopath and capable of sympathy. Vicious. Yeah, she's narcissistic, sociopathic, all of those things. It's really scary and really crazy and super nuts. Super nuts. Hey, Young Rich, somebody said if Kenya Moore was at the dinner, she would have brought the victims. She would have. She would be like, victims, eat, or something like that. It's insane. It's just like, I have no sympathy for you, Erika. None whatsoever. I actually lack it for you because you're so cold and you feel so entitled to money that does not belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. Never belonged to you. Didn't belong to your husband. It's absolutely sick. Oh, let's quickly talk about Kyle and Mauricio, right? Oh, wait, let's get this comment, then we'll talk about Kyle and Mauricio. Hey, beautiful Ivy Girl 06. Boo-hoo, I'm living in a $10,000 a month rental. Boo-hoo, I'm driving a Range Rover. Boo-hoo, I'm wearing labels and getting my hair done. Please. Agreed. Agreed. Double T, Erika's makeup look crazy. Blend, Cruella, blend. Not Cruella. Yes, Cruella. Yes, I agree. Let's quickly talk about Kyle and Mauricio. And I say quickly because whatever. I did think that their 25th anniversary, that whole setup with like the food and the champagne and the red rose petals. Anybody out there listening? That to me is such a romantic gesture. Red rose petals everywhere, scented candles, champagne, yummy food and gifts. Like that to me is like such a great night. However, Kyle, I am so tired of hearing about your mother. Can we go one scene, episode, confessional where you're not talking about your mother? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Obviously, this is no tea, no shade to a mom. Obviously, I'm not talking about anybody's mother. Just want to make that 1,000% clear. Never talking about somebody's mom. But Kyle, girl, this is your 25th anniversary with your husband. And the only thing you can think to talk about is how your mother failed at all of her marriages. Like even Mauricio was just like, I just have to be high for this. He was like, okay, honey. He's like, but you said it 4 times. He was like, I'm high as a kite. La, 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 la. Let's eat. La, la, la. He was just tuned and checked out. Kyle, stop talking about your mother. We get it. We know the story. We got it. Move on. Talk about your life. Talk about your marriage and the rumors going on there. But I don't want to hear about your mother. Stop. It's creepy and it's weird. You're like a grown adult, and literally every other conversation you have on this show involves your mother, your childhood, and your sister dynamics. What else is going on, Kyle? What else is going on? It is insane. I can't. I can't. Okay. Hey, Miss Johnson. She goes, not sure why the other castmates let Erika talk to them that way. She's not going to throw hands, especially with her legal woes. Yeah, like they really need to check Erika because Erika gets real ratchet with her mouth. Real ratchet. It's insane. They really need to check her with that. You're right. Hey, Young Rich. That's all she got. Either her drunk sister, her mom, or Paris Hilton. That's all she can bring to the table. It's really it. It's enough. Like, can we talk about Mauricio allegedly sleeping with young women and flirting and all that stuff? Can we talk about Mauricio's alleged, the agency being sued because he was doing very shady business practices? He basically did something that was technically illegal. He was his own client's buyer, but did not disclose it. Again, alleged. Does not disclose it. Undercut him. And then resold the property for a really big, net payout. So basically, he double dipped, and he also backstabbed his client, allegedly, according to legal documents. Allegedly, Tuki, I am weak. She is bringing up her mom a lot. I think she was forcing conversation. Yeah, because Mauricio was checked out. He was like, I got my high. I'm good. Hey, Sasha T, I wonder why Kathy hates Sutton so much. Is it she just because of Crystal's beef? Did I miss something? Yeah, I think Kathy was just kind of chiming in. I actually don't think Kathy is bothered by anyone. I think Kathy will just put you in your place, like Dorit. Zip it. Like, I just think Kathy just will, like, whatever. But I do think Crystal hates Sutton for whatever reason. Who knows? Actually, I think I know. So if you guys missed it, the reason why I think Crystal hates Sutton so much is because low key, I think Sutton is everything that Crystal wants to be. Crystal has already talked about her internalized racism, where she was growing up and, you know, she didn't want to be Asian. She wanted to be blonde and blue-eyed and really, really thin. And she had an eating disorder. And I think that Sutton literally represents everything that Crystal wants to be. That wealthy, super thin, white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed. And I'm not saying that Crystal wants to be white in a derogatory way, but in the way where society has conditioned us to think that white is right. That she, you know, growing up as she was an immigrant Asian, you know, in a predominantly white space. So that's what I mean by that. So I'm not trying to be derogatory by any means. I'm just talking about internalized racism, right? So I think that is what hits a nerve with Crystal. That's why she was like, oh, are you jealous? I think that was projection. I think Crystal is actually the one who was jealous of Sutton. That's why Sutton was like, jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants. Hey, Bernice. She says Kyle was traumatized by her mother and the way they were raised. Yeah, she needs to go to therapy and work that out. It's like, you got to stop. It's too much. You got to stop. Hey, Teresa says, okay, I have to ask, does Kathy Hilton have a bad Botox job? She might. All that money, but you never know. Hey, Stacey Roberson. She goes, I think because she missed her mom, I know I miss mine. And do you think she's really going to talk all about the bad stuff that's going on with her husband? I mean, she keeps asking everybody else to tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. So maybe Kyle needs to take her advice and tell the truth. You know, nobody wants to talk about the bad stuff, but I think it's up to the other castmates to bring it out. You know, Kyle is up there tell the truth about how Erika lied about the car crash. You know, she's the first one to carry a bone. Turnabout was fair play. Kyle can't be the Giselle. Well, maybe she is. Maybe that's what she's trying to be. Maybe she's trying to be the Giselle of the show, where it's like, I'm going to throw a bone at everybody else's life, but I'm not going to say anything about my life. And yes, I'm sympathetic to the fact that she misses her mom. I'm sure she misses her mom. But there comes a time where you're on a reality show and every scene you're talking about your mom, it's a little bit too much. And yeah. And shout out and sending love to anybody who has lost a parent, a mother, or a father. Sending you lots of love because that is tough. Yeah, to that, Teresa, somebody did a side-by-side on Twitter. Ooh. Jen, hey, beautiful Jen. She goes, Kathy the unbothered. Yeah, Kathy is not bothered by anything. The reason why Kathy isn't bothered by anyone or anything is because Kathy is actually the real deal. She has a real marriage. She has real money. She has a real reputation. And she's also older than the women. So she's also at that level where she just like $0 given. She's just like, whatever. And she's just living her life. So she's completely unbothered by the situation. However, I do think that now, since everything came out, I do think she has distanced herself more from Erika now that like more of the actual information has come out. Because I do think that Kathy was kind of thinking like, oh, this is kind of like rich people problems. Like maybe it was like tax evasion or white collar crimes. But then when she realized it was like this level of a white collar crime where there's actually, it's blood money from victims, I think now she's distancing herself. Stacey Herb says, Kathy wanted to have a nice dinner. I know. Zip it so we can enjoy our meal, so we can eat in peace. Too funny. Teresa goes, LOL. Hey, Stacey Herb says, she goes, but Erika would not talk to me like that. Erika would not talk to me like that either. She would learn real quick. But you notice she doesn't talk to Garcelle that way. She knows who she can talk to like that, and she knows who she can't. She doesn't talk to Garcelle that way. Because she knows she better not. Hey, Selma Wade. She goes, Crystal is an elitist. Did you catch her when she said, I didn't know her? Who cares, really? We didn't know Crystal either. Exactly. She is an elitist. She is. She's an elitist who was working as a receptionist at an escort agency. So funny how it's easy to be elitist now that you've married Rob Minkoff from Disney. But were you so elitist when you were a receptionist at an escort agency? Girl, bye. So I agree with you 1,000%. Like, I hate when people do that. Well, I don't know her. Do you know her? It's just like, get over yourself. Just get over it. Like, we're all equal. All of us. We're all equal. And if you don't know someone, who cares? If someone doesn't know you, who cares? Stacy says, I agree. Yes. She goes, I love Kathy on the show. Me too. Hey, Amuse, the news. Kyle is vile. Yeah, now I really see it. At first, I was kind of like, she's a little annoying. But now I get the backlash with Kyle. Like, now I get her. Like, now I get it. StreamYard's acting up, so I'm going to remove. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Hey, Velda. She goes, Erika's fang slid down. The venom dripped out when she started to strike. Yeah, she was really nasty. Really, really, really nasty. Let me see if I have any other notes while we get more into it. Let's see. What about the victim? Again, what about the victims? Like, she totally does not give two hoots about who the victims are. Yeah, insane. I think those were all of my notes. Let's talk about it. Let's get back into it. Hey, Stacy, I will be happy when Big Little Lisa stuff comes out. Me too. Me too. I actually think they're all going to go down. I think they're all going to go down. All three of them are going to take a tumble. Hey, Stacy, what do you think about Lisa just standing up for Erika? What do you think about that? Okay, so I think the reason why Lisa stands up for Erika is because they've done some dirt together. I think Erika has allegedly given Lisa, I think I saw a headline was like $156,000 to help out with her daughter's clothing lines. There was also a $5 million that Erika allegedly given Lisa either to hide, maybe she gets a percentage of that. Lisa Rinna also referred Erika to her, referred Erika to her business manager. That's really weird. Like, people at that level don't usually have the same business managers. I mean, like the money people, like the money managers, because you want to keep your money private. You don't really want to share that type of person. So I think that they've done some dirt together. And I think that Lisa is writing so hard for Erika because she doesn't either A, want Erika to expose the dirt they did, or B, she doesn't want the dirt they did to inevitably get exposed either in court or on the show or whatever. So I really just think Lisa is only looking out for Lisa. Her and Erika have done some dirty, fraudulent dirt together, and that's why they're in cahoots. And that's why Lisa rides so hard for Erika. Because I don't think that Lisa Rinna is actually the type of woman who cares about anybody other than herself. I think that if she had not been in cahoots with Erika, she would be throwing Erika under the bus just like everybody else is. But because she can herself go down, A, if Erika does, or B, if Erika exposes her, that's why I think she's riding so hard. And that's why Ron Richardson said that he was going to depose Lisa Rinna because she was going so hard for her and all of this other stuff came out. So that's why I think Lisa is just standing up for Erika, because they did some dirt together and she doesn't want to get exposed. Hey, Selma. She goes, Kathy really went all out for that dinner. Oh, okay. Let's speak on it. That dinner, when Dorit said, I am in my element, I was like, girl, me too. That dinner was everything. The whole, like the homemade vodka, the cheese balls and the staff and like the glasses and the caviar and everything. She was like, I'm in my element. And I was like, girl, me too. I was like, this is the life I was supposed to be living. This is the life I will be living. I'm telling you, it was everything. I was like, I need to befriend Kathy Hilton. Hey, DGF627, I think that Sutton is emotionally well-adjusted and differentiated. Exactly. Erika's not going to take her out of her character, which is a narcissistic tactic. You're not better than me. Yeah, I agree 100%. I do think that Sutton is very emotionally well-adjusted and differentiated 100%. She is her own self. She is her own individual self. And that's why she's the one who's like, you're not going to silence me. I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to bring it up. Like, I don't care what you think. This is who I am. That's why she was able to go toe-to-toe with Crystal and call Crystal out on her bullshit. And that's why she's going toe-to-toe with Erika, calling her out on her bullshit. And Erika knows she's lying, and Erika knows that she's in the wrong. And the only tactic that Erika has is to bark, to yell, to curse, and to bark. Deflect, deflect, deflect. Because she didn't really want Sutton to talk. She was trying to bully her into being silent. So I agree with you 100%. Hey, Callie, Noah. She goes, they are on an internationally shown TV show. Eric can go somewhere with that small town mess. I agree. She was being so dismissive to Sutton. So dismissive to Sutton and just so, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. She was being very dismissive, small town mess. It was her way of invalidating Sutton's point. Because Sutton had a really valid point. Basically being like, sweetheart, I don't want to step in your shit and start smelling. That's basically what Sutton said. That's why she was like, no, your problems. She was like, I don't have a problem. Your problems. Basically, it's problematic to be around you, right? And so Erika calling her small town and making fun of her is her way of invalidating Sutton's position. And it's very narcissistic, and it's a good way to gaslight her. Hey, Miss Bernice. So goes, at Selma Wade, did you see the joy in her face when they were dissing Sutton? This further tells me she white adjacent approval. Are you talking about Crystal? Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Crystal's a nasty. I wanted to like her, but it's really hard. Crystal, I was rooting for you. Hey, Sasha T. She goes, I really enjoyed seeing Kathy's house and help. LOL, Patrick needs a confessional. I want Patrick. Patrick, can you come? And like the bell. Oh, speaking of the bell. Yes, that dinner was everything. Kathy's house, immaculate. The help and Patrick, immaculate. The food, the drink, immaculate. But Rinna, can you calm the F down and act like you've been here before? You would have thought Lisa Rinna has spent her whole life being homeschooled in somebody's basement, and this was the first time she ever saw nice things. Lisa, calm the F down. She was like ringing the bell over and over. She was like, oh my God, this food, blah, 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 blah. It was over the top. Lisa Rinna, calm down. Act like you've been somewhere before and chill out. Yes, I know it's a lot of wealth. Yes, I know it's very decadent, but you're on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Act like you've been here before. Calm down, Lisa. And speaking of people calming down, didn't you think it was weird and really forced how Erika kept saying to Crystal, oh my God, your body, I can't believe it. Oh my God, hi. It just seemed really fake to me how much she was kissing up to Crystal. And now all of a sudden they're BFFs. Seemed really, really fake, really, really strategic. Hey, Kelly, Nola, Erika needs to get cussed out real good. Erika needs to get cussed the F out real good. The way she talks to those people, her whole defiant attitude, all of that stuff, absolutely ridiculous. Hey, Stacey, she goes, yes. Hey, Summer Ray Appermeese, I sure did, exactly. Hey, Stacey, okay, let's see. I think Erika mother may have the money. Ooh. That's a good one. I think Erika mother may have some money. I think her son might have some money. I think it's in offshore Swiss bank accounts, maybe some French bank accounts. Maybe Rinna funneled some of it. Rinna's business partner definitely knows where it is. Another shady thing. The business partner or the business manager clearly is getting looked at by the law. And so his lawyer is also Erika's lawyer, which is usually unheard of. And I think it's usually not legally you're supposed to be able to do that, but I think for some reason they're able to do it. I don't know. But that is a major conflict of interest. if she is paying for and is represented by the same people representing her business manager, that is a major conflict of interest. So cahoots, cahoots, cahoots. Hey, Velda. She goes, yes, at Kelly Nola, Erika, the ice queen, is on thin ice now. Super thin ice. Super, super. Hey, beautiful Stacy. She goes, I agree with you. Thank you, love. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chatter box. Hey, Stacy goes, look, Alyssa did her supposedly best friend for over 20 years last year. Yeah. So yeah, Lisa did her friend she did what's her name? Denise dirty. Did Denise dirty. I really hope Denise comes back next season with Garcelle and with Sutton and bury Rinna. Bury her. Hey, Double T. She says, same. Hey, Stacy, sorry. Look how Lisa did her best friend. Yes. All good, baby cakes. Hey, Teresa. She goes, what would be great is when they all go down if Boy George would sing I Tumbled For You. Speaking of, you know it's super shady. Boy George's, I don't know the name of the song, but one of his songs, right, was actually the song to the Housewife and the Hustler documentary that they did for Hulu. So isn't PK his manager? They have to license that music. So PK agreed to license Boy George's music for Erika's basically like downfall. So that right there shows you there is no honor among thieves. Mm. Hey, Double T, Erika wants blind loyalty. She does. She's just like, just take what I say as the truth. And just, what are you doing? I'm not going anywhere. What are you doing? What are you doing, Erika? It's disgusting. Disgusting. Hey, Tuki, Sutton is a good one because Erika would have gotten cussed out. Erika had one more FU for me. She had one more time. You got one more time to talk to me greasy like that. You got one more time. Erika knew who to talk to and who not to. She's so disrespectful and so rude. It's insane. You can't talk to people like that. You have to have respect. Hey, Teresa, she goes, yes, at Double T. Hey, Tookie, then I would have called out everyone at the table one by one. I would have went down the line and said, you said this, you said that, this is happening in your life, this is happening under this, I would have ripped them all a new one. I'm with you, Tookie. Hey, Tian, she goes, I don't think she wants to be white or anything like Sutton. Who, Crystal? She said it herself. Go back and watch the earlier episode. She talked about herself. She literally said herself growing up, because she was she grew up in a predominantly white area. She was one of the only few Asian people. Her family did face persecution and all of that stuff from being Asian. She said it herself. So this isn't me saying this. She said it herself, how she had wanted that to be really thin, to be blonde, and have blue eyes, because she wanted to assimilate so she wouldn't be a target. And I think that happens to a lot of us. We want to assimilate so we don't become targets, and it's internalized racism. We learn to hate ourselves because that's what we're conditioned to do. That's why it's an institutionalized racism. So it's not me saying that. That's what she actually said. So based on her saying that, and then her saying that Sutton is jealous, and her kind of like attacking Sutton so much, just to me, that makes sense to me as that correlation. Hey, Monica, she goes, I love when Patrick took the bell from her. Rinna, calm the F down. Act like you've been somewhere before. Hey, K.A., Rinna is trashy. Yeah, she is. She is. She pimps out her daughters. And can we get the truth? Where is Harry Hamlin? What is Harry doing? Why is Harry in Canada during a pandemic? He's not shooting anything. He's not filming anything. Why is Harry in Canada? Make it make sense, Rinna. Hey, Stacy represents Lisa was being fake as she has been all the time. Yep. So over the top, so fake. Hey, Miss Bernice, Lisa got drunk on purpose so she didn't have to say anything. Yep. And so she also couldn't be accountable. Because remember, she was like, oh, this is my second drink, so anything I say, I can't be held accountable for. Yeah, you're still going to be held accountable. But she piped down. She didn't say one word. Hey, DGF627, Erika was trying to embarrass and shame Sutton. Yep, much in the same way as Crystal did when she was trying to make an issue about coming into the room. Exactly. And the lemmings followed the mean girl's lead. Yep, 100%. Oh no. Hey Jace, Candy, your Wi-Fi is plotting you. It's a hater right now. Oh, I know. I'm gonna switch to Restream. I heard that one is much better. But since I already had this one scheduled, I wanted to keep it with what do you call it? Do StreamYard. Because a lot of times it's StreamYard acting that. But the devil is a lie. We're still gonna keep going. Monica, oh yeah, it's spread out. Hey, DGF67, Erika is second up to Minkoff because her husband can get her work or introduce her to her next senior sponsor. That is so true. She's like, I need friends who can help me. I mean, listen, Crystal was a receptionist at an escort service, so she has the experience. She literally has the experience. It was her job to set up wealthy men with beautiful women. So Crystal literally has the experience, and now that she's married to RHOP Minkoff, now she has the network. Hey, Miss Bernice, Erika funneled money most definitely for Erika, allegedly. Yeah, you mean Lisa? Yeah, 100%, allegedly. Allegedly. Hey, Stacy, not the son because he's a police, and she's not going to get her son in on it, but the mom, I believe, has it. Yeah. Yep. Yes, we got Lisa, Miss Bernice. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, Stacey, salute. She goes, hey, beautiful. What is up? Hey, Stacey. Lisa was jealous. What's your friend's last name? Denise Richards. Yep. How much money she was making from him, and she thought she was the highest paid. Yes, and thinks she was the highest paid last year. Yeah, Lisa was so jealous of Denise. Denise came in off the bat making more money than Lisa. Denise has the passion in her marriage. You know, her and Aaron love each other. They're passionate, right? That clearly Rinna lacks with Harry. We don't know allegedly what's going on there. And then also I think that Lisa thinks that Denise has the acting career that Lisa always wanted. Denise is still a working actress. She got some really great iconic roles. She was a freaking Bond girl, and she's still acting to this day. She's still making movies. I think she's on like the Young and the Restless or something, or The Bold and the Beautiful, something like that. Denise has been a steady working actress. She married Charlie Sheen, all of those things. And I think that Lisa has always been jealous of Denise. And also, Denise is just beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, DGF67, Black Money is my favorite Culture Club song. Yes. Hey, Double T, Erika curses, barks, and then tells folks shut up, but Garcelle's the jabby bully. Okay. That part, Double T. That part. I love how hypocritical they want to be. I love how they like to pick and choose when someone is angry. When is someone a bully? They love to pick and choose, right? Hey, DGF67, Erika would not talk to Teresa Giudice, Portia Shree, Nene, or Dorinda like that. Erika wouldn't talk to most people like that. She thinks she talks to Sutton that way because she thinks she can. But these other women would put her in her place very quickly. Very quickly. Hey, Jen X, she goes, Sutton triggers her. Yep. Sutton reminds her of those white females who didn't give her the time of day. Exactly. Crystal triggers Sutton because she's always one-upping her. Yep. 100%. Hey, Callie Nola. I honestly wonder if the reason why Sutton didn't want to talk about race with Crystal is because Sutton knows something about Crystal we don't. Ooh, I don't know. I honestly kind of think that conversation kind of was face value, just like, oh, you're not one of those girls that see color and blah, blah, blah. But then again, you might be right. You know, who knows? Hey, Stacy, she did say that, but I didn't grow up like that, and I never look at color now. My sis has my dad's color, so I had to fight for my sister all the time. Wait, she said she did say that, but I didn't grow up like that. I have never looked at color. Now my sis has my dad's color, so I had to fight for my sister all the time. Oh, you had to fight for your sister all the time. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, Stacey. That's tough. But it's true. It happens. Colorism, all the time. Hey, K.A., Erika's garbage. That's why her and Rinna get along. 100%. I think Rinna and Erika have done the most dirt together. And then I think Dorit is a part of it too, but not in the same way that Erika and Rinna are. Monica Arena says she has the money hidden offshore, mom, son, and investments. Yep, 100%. And I think also a lot of it went to hush money too. Hey, K.A., Hamlin's living his other life with his husband. Allegedly. Yep. Harry is like, I'm out of here, guys. See you when I see ya. Hey, Gen X, senior sponsor. I know it. Hey, Kelly Nola. Crystal may have had said some inappropriate things herself. True. Very true. Because this is the thing. Like, just because someone is a minority or whatever you want to call it, that doesn't mean that they're not racist to others. Asians can be racist to blacks. Blacks can be racist to Hispanic. Hispanics can be racist to whatever. So just because Crystal is Asian doesn't mean she hasn't said some messed up stuff. So you might be right on that. Hey, Bernice. She has a Lifetime movie coming out this month. Yep. Denise stays working. And Rinna is doing what? Depends diapers and her own duster, whatever they're called, long cardigans. Girl, bye. Stacey says, I agree. Hey, DGF627, these women have verbally set it off on and off camera. Yep. Erika might try soft-spoken Cynthia, but 51 Cent will throw hands. Yeah, remember she cleared Portia on that boat. Remember when Cynthia kicked Portia in the stomach on that boat? Hey, Teresa, do you think this is why they ran Lisa V off? I think they ran Lisa V off because they were just jealous of her. Because Lisa Vanderpump was a fan favorite. She was Andy's favorite. And she really had money. And I don't think that Lisa did anything that nobody else does. Let's just say the rumors were true. Let's just say Lisa was selling stories to the media. What actor, actress, reality star, wannabe person hasn't done that? They have all done it. So the fact that they tried to crucify Lisa for maybe selling a story to the Daily Mail or to the Gossip Day, whatever it was, made no sense. They were trying. They just want to offer the show because they were jealous. Again, I think Lisa Rinna was really, really jealous of LVP's money and where she was. I just think Lisa Rinna, in her spirit, is a jealous person. I think she's a jealous-hearted, jealous-spirited person. That makes sense. And then Kyle, I think, fell for the okie doke. Because I actually do think Kyle really does miss and love LVP. But Kyle couldn't see the forest for the trees, and Lisa Rinna completely played her, along with Dorit. Hey, Stacey, y'all see Erika's husband now. It looks bad. Yeah, but you've had a whole life of luxury and pampering and decadence and opulence and all of these things on the backs of people who were suffering. And it wasn't just your legal duty, it was your moral duty to give these people their money. So I can't like, obviously I don't have a bad heart, but it's hard for me to care that much about Tom and Erika, knowing that they literally were the reason why people not continued to suffer. They weren't the cause of their initial suffering, right? But they caused them to continuously suffer. These people already had nothing. It's not like these were like, not that that would be okay, obviously, but it's not like these were like uber rich people and they just happened to take a couple million from them, no skin off their back. Who cares? A couple mil, whatever. These were people who were already struggling. And then these people get hurt or their family members die. And then they continue to suffer even more because these people allegedly stole money that was rightfully theirs. And Tom, I don't know, with him, again, they're all actors and showboating. I don't know how much of him is real or fake. We can all look destitute if we're trying to stay out of jail. I will look as destitute as you need me to look if it's going to keep me out of jail. So who knows? And we all know they already lie. Like his whole stunt about going to the elderly home, that was a stunt. Talk about planning. You want to talk about planning stories. How did Daily Mail randomly how did they know to be there and take the pictures and photos? Because they called them. They called the paparazzi. They called the Daily Mail to come and to show them. So you want to talk about planning stories? That was them planning some stories. And then when Ron Richards went there, he said he wasn't even there. Hey, Stacy, but Lisa has been and get his nails done with acrylic on it. I know. His nails was looking flyer than mine. Let me tell you, I need to get a mani-pedi. Speaking about it, right? Like, let me get my life right before I start talking crap. Let me get my life. Hey, young Rachel, she kicked Portia in the Uji. Dang, Carlos grabbed Portia just in time. She did kick Portia. But that was because Portia was going on her. Hey, DGF627, mini guitars get acrylic nails to help pluck the strings. I believe that. Hey, H2 Angel 1. Hi, Candy. Hi, beautiful. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Stacy. Last one. I'm tired of seeing Big Lisa dancing all on Instagram. Me too. I'm just tired of Lisa Rinna in general. Her lips, tired of her fake beauty brand. I'm tired of it. She wants to be Kris Jenner so bad. So bad. Hey, DJF67, Elf Baby told those sounds like hoes to kick rocks. If not for Erika, where would this season be? Very true. Very true. But that's the thing, though. The season could be somewhere only if the women were willing to be honest, right? So if we weren't talking about Erika's legal scandal with her husband, we could be talking about Dorit's lawsuits with PK, why none of her businesses still exist to this day. Now she's designing, albeit beautiful, but now she's designing wedding dresses. What happened to all of her alleged businesses? What happened with all of the houses? What happened with all the people suing them? I want to know about that. Kyle, let's talk about Mauricio's cheating allegations. Let's talk about Mauricio's lawsuits. Let's talk about that, right? Crystal, well, I don't know what Crystal will bring to the table, to be perfectly honest. The only thing Crystal really has going on is that she is friends with Kathy and she likes to talk about Sutton. But I don't know, maybe Crystal could open up about something else or talk about what's going on with her marriage. Maybe that's not all it's cracked up to be. How did you really meet your husband? Were you a receptionist or were you an escort? Like, let's get into it, right? Sutton, I just love Sutton. I love Sutton's personality. I love what she brings to the show. Same with Garcelle. They may not the thing with Sutton and Garcelle is that they may not have sensational storylines, but they actually bring perspective, true friendship, and personality to the show, right? And I think that is why Sutton and Garcelle are winning. They come in, they show up, they are their authentic selves, they have personality. They say what needs to be said. And they show up fully. And I think that's why we love Sutton and Garcelle. And that's why they can kind of get away with, sure, they may not have the most sensational storylines, but I love watching them. And I love watching them together. That's what you guys are saying. Hey, Miss Bernice. She goes, at Stacy, that's not dancing. She has fits. That's it. True. Stacy says, have a good night, y'all. Enjoyed y'all. Oh, you too. You too, Stacy. I enjoyed you as well, sweetheart. Age of Speed says, Ty Lisa's run a heritage of 20 plus years. I agree. Me too, me too, me too. Okay, you guys. I think we're with Stacy. We've been here for over an hour. So I love you guys. We had a great Kiki talking about all of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I am with Stacy. I'm going to go have a good night. I hope you guys do too. So as you're here, if you're having a good geek, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And for everybody watching the replay, you can join in on the fun. Be sure to comment in the comment section what your thoughts are and hit that join button. Join the Candy Cane community. We're doing some really fun stuff. Hit that fun button. Thank you, Teresa. Young Rich says, bye, Queen. Bye. Teresa says, thank you, Candy. Oh, you're welcome. Yes. DJ says, no group think with Sutton and Garcelle. Exactly. And also, I know I'm getting out of here, but with that comment, Sutton and Garcelle are also, thank you so much for the super chat, Jen. That is so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, Ivy girl. She says, have a great evening. You too. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate that. Let me get this last bit out about Sutton and Garcelle, and then I'll let everybody go and have a good night. Okay, so Sutton and Garcelle are also their own individual people. They bring their own individual perspectives, wants, beliefs, objectives, opinions, personalities, and they just happen to be really good friends, but they are clearly their own people. Versus, can you guess who I'm talking about? Can you guess? Robin and Gizzy, right? So the reason why we can't stand Robin and Giselle, but we love Sutton and Garcelle, is because Robin and Giselle are molded into one. Robin is so beta. She literally has to ask Robin or Giselle who they're mad at and why. Are we mad at Ashley? And she just blindly fights Giselle's battle while Giselle sits back. Giselle will throw a bomb, and then Robin will run into the smoke to defend her. And that is really hard to watch. And I think we've all gotten to the point where we've just had enough of it. Robin does not have her own personality. She's not authentic. She doesn't show up. Giselle is definitely not authentic. She does not show up fully. And so I think that's why you can have these duos. You can have this frickin' frack dynamic, but both women have to be individual, interesting women who stand alone greatly and stand together powerfully. That's why we love Sutton and Garcelle. But that's why we don't like, at least I don't, Robin and Giselle together. Because it's just this one simpleton mind following a really nasty person. So I think that's another good case study on when these friendships work and when they don't, and why the dynamics of the friendships work or don't work. But that's what I've been thinking. Okay. Jan said, girl, you working for an hour. You earned every penny. Aw, thank you, sweetheart. Yes. Hey, Selma Wade, my beautiful mod. Thank you for holding it down. She goes, thanks for joining Candy Canes. Yes. Hey, DJ F67, showing those candy canes. That's right. Shout out to all my mods. Shout out to Sasha T. Shout out to Selma Wade. Shout out to Kitten. I love you guys. All right. It's a wrap. Go eat some good food. Have some good drink. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be happy. It's a long weekend. Please be safe, everybody. If you're going to be out there in the streets, be safe. Watch your back. Wear a mask. Do whatever you got to do. Just be safe. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next Candy Shop. Kiki. Yes. I love you. Hit that like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye, Candy Canes.